So I just finished trading EURUSD London session and I closed the day with 1.5% profit. So how did I go about this trade and how did I make money today and yesterday? It's Wednesday today. So I observed that the market made a 1 minute break of structure to the upside, but I didn't jump in the trade already then because I know that everyone watches the same tutorials, wait for the 1 minute break of structure and a fair value gap, and all of that stuff happened. So why did I hesitate? Because I'm more strategic. I'm more thinking about what does the market actually show me? Like, what do the candles tell me? The movement of the candles, the speed. Let's wait and see here. So at first, then it started to reverse and I was waiting. Will it now sweep liquidity again and will people get stopped out? Or will it retest the fair value gap and show me more confirmation that it wants to go to the upside? Because I'm in no rush. I didn't even plan to trade today. So I waited, showed that it supported the fair value gap and it started to go higher. Then I went in because the market showed me more confirmation that it wanted to go in my direction. Obviously, I don't get the same high risk reward, but I avoid getting swept, getting taken out every single time. So then it goes higher. Everything looks good. It goes almost all the way up to the Asia high. Basically, it took out the Asia high, but near that level, buy sell liquidity, which is really obvious. And it goes this close, then it retraces a bit, then I add to the position when it traces a good amount, and it's really obvious that it wants to take this liquidity out. Then I add to the position, then it took liquidity out. Then I took some profit and I was up 3% total on the position. So what happened? I've seen a pattern in backtesting that I need to wait for it to go a bit higher. I've backtested this for all of 2025, and at that point I already took some profits and I'm waiting for the rest. And I even wanted to have a runner to go even higher because that's how you win in this game. For me, I like to add to the positions when they're really obvious, and then I like to have some runners, like try to milk as much as possible from the market when I win, so that the winners are so big that some losing days doesn't mean that much. So unfortunately, the market then this particular day didn't go higher. So I quickly noticed this and I closed the rest of the position. So I ended in 1.5% profit. That in itself isn't that bad, because let's say I made 1.5 today, I made 1.6 something yesterday. Actually, I made 1.6 today. So totally I made like 3.2% the last 2 days. That's not bad in 1 week. So, and this week I didn't even get my A+ setups yet. Like the market hasn't given me an A+ setup yet. That's why I don't trade on my biggest accounts even. I just try to trade on challenges, like improve. Like, I haven't made actual money this week. I'm just doing challenges and I'm trying to be strategic, trying to always get a sense of the market rhythm, trying to develop, trying to test my patience, my abilities. And today it felt so effortless because I just waited for something obvious. Like, that's the name of the game, waiting for something obvious. So the first position I took, like, I waited until it was obvious. Then scaling in, I also waited for it to become obvious before I scaled in. Everything was so obvious, it felt like I did everything in slow motion, even though it went fast. I was just observing the psychology of myself, of the market, and never pressing the button when I was emotional. And then when I saw that I had to close at 1.5%, I felt disappointed, obviously, but then I immediately closed the charts because I know that at that point I'm just emotional and there's no point, and I'm moving on with my day. If you want to trade like this, I have a Discord link in the bio where I share my daily market analysis, my trading strategy, and I try to help everyone as an individual. So my strategy in itself won't necessarily work 100% for you because we're different. No profitable trader that is profitable has the same strategy because we're all so different, and it's not so obvious that the exact same patterns repeat itself all the time. The market like to add a plot twist to every session, and you have to know what you're doing. You have to like kind of get a feeling of the market and the rhythm. That's why I preach one pair, one session. That's all I'm doing. One pair, one session. I trade. People say, oh, you don't get enough setups. I traded Monday, I traded yesterday, and I traded today, like 3 days in a row. Monday, I lost some. Yesterday and today, I won both days. That's the same pair, that's the same session. Once you observe that pair, that session enough times, you get a really strong intuition and feeling of that pair. You've seen everything. It's like a movie you've seen so many times before. And it's just to execute at that point. You need to be unstoppable in that pair. And for some people, I traded futures before. That worked for me for a while, but I realized that for me, I perform way better in Forex. I trade EURUSD now. I used to trade NQ and ES, but for some reason I perform way better in EURUSD. So you have to find a pair that works for you, your personality, the way it moves, everything. Like, if that's gold, that's fine, do that. If that's like whatever pair it is that you prefer to trade, that makes logical sense to you. And some of my setups, if I were to explain them to other people, like, they would just look weird at me, like that doesn't make sense, but it works for me. It always, like, people try to look for outside meanings on what the pair should do that session. Like, you can't do that. Like, you have to trust 100% in your own ability. It's you versus you. Like, forget everything else, everyone else. You need to, like, it's you and the chart, that's it. And it doesn't matter, like, you don't need the most fancy, advanced, insane strategy. You need something that makes logical sense to you. Once you get that, like, people always say you need to have a plan. Obviously I have a plan for my A+ setups, my biggest accounts, funded accounts, all of that stuff. But a lot of times, if you get really good at that pair, that session, you realize that the name of the game is waiting for something obvious. That's it. Wait for something obvious in the market. That's it. And be patient, and you will eventually see something that you can exploit in the market. But you have to be really patient. Like, you don't want to trade a strong market, you want to wait for it to be weak. And at that point, people think that, oh, you need this strict plan, this strict setup. You don't. You've seen that pair, that session move so many times that you know what to look for. That's it. And I lose as well. I lose a lot of the days, but once I lose, it happens quickly. But once I win, I'm able to add to my positions. I'm able to have some runners, let them run, like all of that stuff, and it makes up for the losses. So you need to find out what works for you, because if you find that, then you will never need another Discord, another mentor, anything. You will just trust yourself. Like, I want people to join my Discord to teach them the market bias, to teach them, like, to help them develop. But like, I can't make you a millionaire in trading. Like, you have to do that yourself. But I can help you develop yourself in a way where you can find something that works for you. And at that point, it's like you can't unlearn it. It's like you won't lose it. It's a skill that you can keep taking with you and use and apply again and again. And once you get to that point, there is no bad market. There is no bad market conditions. Like, you can make money in every single market. And it seems so weird because like me myself also I lost so many times, and it doesn't make logical sense that you can just go in several days a week and make money. Like, you don't think that's possible until like something clicks and it happens, and you don't quite understand how, like, what changed, because you think like there's no secret that I'm suddenly applying, like it just works. And that's because you are always developing. You just don't see the progress yet, because in trading it's either you won or you lost. And you can't say like, if you blew your account, you can't say, but I like, you can say obviously you became better, but it doesn't feel that way. Like, either you won or you lost. But those who actually get to that point, it's like playing a like kind of game where you just go in the market and it works, and you feel like the market always moves to the direction you anticipated. And it feels so weird because for so many years the market always moved the other direction, but suddenly it always moves in your direction, and you're like, this shouldn't be possible. And that's why a lot of people get so shocked that they see people like living this crazy lifestyle in trading, and like they went from break even or losing traders, and suddenly like they became really profitable, and they started making like 30k, 40k, 50k a month suddenly out of nowhere. And it seems so crazy, like that can't be real. And for me also, I thought that, nah, I can make that much. Like, you can make that much. But the thing is, trading isn't linear. Like, you can be around this point and suddenly you get like to this point really quickly, and then everything just works again and again and again, and it's like it doesn't seem real. But that's why just 1% make it, because that 1% takes everything from the market. And the thing is, don't try to copy someone else. Like, I've observed a lot of trading mentors, like are really good people. I've learned something from every single one of them that has helped me to get to the point where I'm at. But I can't say that none of them trade exactly like me. Why? Because I'm not them and they're not me. I've learned something from all of them, but I've used that to develop my strategy. And that's what you need to do. Because it's so simple that you have to be smarter than everyone else. And that's not just in a mechanical way, that like you have to be smarter in every single metric. Like, you have to understand that, like, it's difficult, I can't even put it into words, but it's not just about trading. Like, you have to understand that you're not just trading patterns, trading the market, it's psychology. You always have to think, what am I feeling right now? What are other people in the market feeling right now? And you can use that as a weapon in order to succeed. And at that point, you're not trading the charts anymore. You're not trading patterns. You're trading emotions, feelings. And like, I can't put it into words, but once you get there, you'll understand what I mean. And at that point, it doesn't feel real anymore. But it happens really quickly. You can go from a losing trader or a break-even trader into like pulling out crazy amounts from the market every single week. But like, you only get there not by just working hard, but by actually working smart. So if you've been in a place for a long time where you're backtesting a lot and you're putting in a lot of effort, you've done that for a long time now, you don't see the results. How about taking a step back? How about not backtesting? Like, backtest 2 hours a week, that's it. Go into the market, the session you want to trade around that time, focus only on that session, plus minus, and then you close the chart and like actually do something else, like whatever you want. If you've been hustling, grinding for so long time and you don't see a result, like perhaps your mind needs to process all the information. Perhaps you need to get in touch with your emotions, your feelings again, and not just think logically, because the market isn't just logically. It's so much more, it's so much deeper. So for the next 2 months, don't backtest all the time. Don't look for a new strategy or try to learn something new now. Just do something completely else with your life, experience something, and you'll realize that it's not that difficult.